Lot many people might take a back step from starting their Android application development journey just because of the fact that they don't have a powerful laptop. Because many people will be using Android Studio and they think that Android Studio is the only way to develop Android application. When I talk about Android Studio, it is an efficient platform, but it requires a lot of computational resources. For example, if I want to download or load Android Studio, then I need to have more space in C drive. As I said, Android Studio is not the only way to develop Android application. There are many other ways. React Native with Expo allows the developer to set up the environment, to build the Android application, and also to launch the Android application on Android devices locally in seconds by just scanning the QR code. Lot many of you might have already used Bay React Native project where you connect the phone and the laptop via cable and launch the application on the phone. However, that approach results in a lot of complexity because there will be connection disruption and loading the application on the Android device takes a lot of time, which is not a great thing. So in this video I'll be showing how to connect laptop and phone via network, how to launch the Android application on the Android device by scanning the QR code without taking even a minute. Before starting, let me talk about React Native first. React Native is a front-end framework of Node.js. Node.js is a runtime environment which allows JavaScript to run outside the browser. And if you want to work with React Native, then installing Node.js is must. When you install Node.js, automatically npm will also be installed, and npm as well as Node.js are really important for Android application development using React Native. And another platform which I mentioned is Expo. Expo is a platform which allows developer to build, update and deploy Android application locally on Android devices by just scanning the QR code. And hopefully you have installed Node.js already. So without wasting any time, let me directly navigate to the project. Okay, in order to create a React Native project, I need to execute this command npx create at latest. It takes some time to create a new project and install dependencies. And this is the most important step. If you are creating project for the first time, make sure that you select the second option, that is for learning with Expo Go SDK 54. And the reason why you don't want to select latest SDK 57 is because the Android application called Expo, which you will be installing from Play Store, supports SDK 54 and it does not support SDK 57. If you create a project using SDK 57, there will be version mismatches because of which you'll not be able to load the application on your Android device. It takes 2 to 3 minutes of time. Yeah, finally, the required packages are installed and our project is created. So let me navigate to my project. I'll execute the first command, write first two letters and press tab button. Let me show you where the project is created. Yes, our project is created here. And the files on which you will be working on are stored in tabs directory inside app folder. Let me talk about index file first. Whatever the components that you see on the interface in Android application is stored in index file itself. And explore is a another screen which is created by default, so this is not the most important file. And layout is the most important file because it includes navigation to different screens or pages. So now comes the most important part. Let us launch our Android application on our Android device. So before executing the command, let me make something pretty much clear. Make sure that the phone and the laptop both are connected on the same network. For example, you either switch on the hotspot in your phone and connect the laptop by switching on the Wi-Fi, or connect both phone as well as laptop to the same Wi-Fi network, thereby ensuring that both the devices are on the same network. And another most important thing to consider, if you are launching Android application on Android device using Expo, you have to turn off the firewall because whenever you are launching the application, you are transferring the data over the network to your Android device. And if the firewall is turned on, then it doesn't allow peer-to-peer network connection and it doesn't allow the data transfer using peer-to-peer network connection. So ensure that whenever you need to launch the application on your Android device, turn off the firewall, and after the work is done, turn on the firewall again. Not only the firewall, any antivirus that you have installed, turn it off whenever you are launching the application on your Android device. Let me execute the command now. Yeah, finally the code is successfully executed, and this is a QR code which is generated. Now take up your Android device, go to Play Store and install Expo Go application. Open the application and you can see the scan QR code button. Click on it and scan the QR code which is displayed on the terminal. Yes, finally the Android application is launched on my Android device. This is the Android interface which is being created by the default code which was already provided. So if you want to change the interface or if you want to start building on your own by keeping this as a foundation, then you can write your own code or you can copy paste the code from Claude, ChatGPT or Copilot in order to display your own interface. And I think so you have learned something from this tutorial. Hopefully you will be able to consider this as a foundation video for building more Android applications on your own. Use the approach which I have followed for the efficient testing and development of your Android application. So I'll be winding up and thanks for watching this video.